If you're thinking about moving to New Zealand from the United States, you might want to do some research on where you might want to live. I'm an American and I've been living here for the last 11 years, and I have traveled all over Aotearoa, both North and South Islands. So what I thought I would do is do a two-part series, one for each island. Okay, road trip time. Let's look at the North Island of Aotearoa, New Zealand. Now, New Zealand is in the southern hemisphere, which means that the top of the country is the warmest and the bottom of the country is the coldest. All right, so let's start with the most populous city. Auckland has about 1 million people living in it. If you love city life, then Auckland is definitely for you. We love Auckland. I know that people like to crap on Auckland, but I love it there because there's so much to do, so much to see, so much to eat. And then if you want to get to nature, it's just a quick 20-30 minute drive to some really cool nature. Now, if you came from a very warm climate, like if you came from Florida or Georgia and you're like, I need heat, then you might want to go even more north to Northland. They call it the winterless north for a reason. It doesn't get cold there. And I would even argue that the summers are not oppressive like they are in the United States. And the reason for that is it's surrounded by ocean breezes. There's definitely a subtropical climate up there. There aren't a lot of people up in Northland. It can be very remote feeling. Whangarei and Kerikeri are going to be like your bigger cities in that region. But the closer you get to the very tippy top of Cape Reinga, then it's going to start to feel very remote. A big fishing community up there and tourism as well. Coming back down to Coromandel is stunningly beautiful. A lot of ecotourism. I would say that, you know, the sort of tech jobs and sort of your white collar jobs are limited there. But if you can find something there, it's really beautiful to live there. The road between Tairua and Whitianga is like intense. So you have to be willing to drive some pretty crazy drives if you want to live up there. Waikato is very diverse. You can have a major city like Hamilton. They call it Hamiltron. It was this thing from like the 80s or 90s. They were trying to make it the tech hub of New Zealand. It didn't really work out. But there's still a lot of economic opportunity there. But then around it, you have ecotourism and agriculture. And then also Hobbiton is in Matamata. Moving over to Rotorua, that's your geothermal area. And it has a lot of Māori indigenous culture. A lot of tourism, but also like Rotorua as a city itself has some opportunities economically. Also a lot of agriculture. Again, we're still in the warm climate. It doesn't snow in these areas. Okay, I am biased, but I live in Bay of Plenty, and I hope I never have to go. I hope I never have to leave. It is just coasts and coasts and coasts of the most amazing white shorelines and mountains and waterfalls. The suburb of Tauranga, Papamoa, was just voted like the best suburb in all of New Zealand. So that's pretty cool. It's growing faster than they can build the city. Rents are very high and houses are very expensive. So just keep that in mind. It's one of the more expensive places to live in the world. Coming over to the East Cape. East Cape is awesome. Very remote, very wild. And then if you're coming down to Gisborne is another big town. I wouldn't call it a city. It's just like a big town. And there's lots of citrus down there, lots of wineries, and you know, some ecotourism. Now let's go down to Hawke's Bay. Hawke's Bay got hit really hard by Hurricane Cyclone Gabriel, and like really bad. And I know that they're still rebuilding. My heart goes out to you guys. I do love Hawke's Bay. Hawke's Bay, more wineries, more citrus, more farms. Napier is an amazing city. They are an Art Deco city because they suffered a huge earthquake like in the 19-teens or early 1920s, and then they rebuilt in the Art Deco style. And the downtown Napier area is one of my favorite places to like go back in time. Also, the National Aquarium is in Napier. So talking no snow in Hawke's Bay still. I would say majority of the North Island, until you start getting up in elevation, you're not going to have any snow. Okay, Lake Taupo. This is New Zealand's only Great Lake, and it is actually a caldera, an active supervolcano. Still active. There are still earthquakes down there, and they still monitor it. If it ends up exploding, Lake Taupo, that whole region's not just effed. Like the whole North Island is effed. It has been asleep for like, you know, thousands of years. So I think we're okay. Now, Lake Taupo is your gateway to Tongariro and Mount Ruapehu, where you go skiing. It never gets above 75 degrees in that region because it's up in elevation. Moving over to Taranaki, that area is really wild and beautiful. You have another Mount Taranaki, a conical volcano, and it is beautiful over there. New Plymouth is a really cool town. I love it over there. Going down to Whanganui and Manawatu, that area has Palmerston North. You have I think that there's a university there. It's a really quirky area, lots to do, just lots of ecotourism and lots of beautiful scenery. You're probably going to find more jobs in Palmerston North and in New Plymouth. I don't know if you can see this, but we're going down to Wairarapa. I don't know too much about that region. I've never been there, but maybe somebody can chime in and tell me what Wairarapa's like. And then Wellington. Wellington is the capital of New Zealand. Wellington is the windiest city in the world. And I just visited my friend Kiwi Froyo down there, if you guys follow her on TikTok. If you can't handle the wind and the extremely erratic weather patterns, then I would say, maybe look more north. If you don't mind it, or if you get a job there and you just want to get your foot in the door, Wellington is an amazing city, in terms of I would say indoor infrastructure. Every time I went outside, my ears hurt, but I'm really sensitive to wind, but, it was beautiful scenery, beautiful beaches when it's a nice day, and really good food. So I would say, Wellington is definitely a place to check out as well. So I hope that was fun and I hope that was informative. I'll do a part 2 for the South Island in the coming days. I do have a book. It's called So You Want to Move to New Zealand. If you want to check that out, the link is in my bio.